Hi, photo students. This is a introduction to Short 6. This is titled Bob Thal's Pictures Within Pictures, and this is taken from an artist and educator who ran the photo program for a bit at Columbia College here in Chicago. Read through the introduction here, but in general, what you're looking to do is take images that compositionally are paying very close attention to perspective and point of view and the effects of taking an image in a certain manner that can either produce or distract from the kind of illusion of three dimension or depth in an image, or can give the appearance of being or looking as though it's multiple images within one. So some examples here. This first image, this is a single image, okay, but you can see that the photographer here is very much split the frame into quadrants, so these 4 quarters. And so the image within an image, like a poster, or in this case a protest sign, here the wall framing out this subject, okay, in a very striking way, but also that framing out and this meeting here in the middle really isolates and makes it look as though these are 4 separate photographs. Okay, that only happens from that very specific spot from where the photographer was photographing. Okay, these are images of Lee Friedlanders. He's a photographer, very prolific photographer, lots of street photography. This is an image reflection image, or an image into a storefront that looks relatively empty into the back of the store. You can see all the way through, so you're seeing reflection, and it kind of pulls you in and out and flattens this image in a very interesting way. Okay, this image I think is really striking here, where it's people walking in and out of a building. But the way that the door frame here and the architecture of this frame splits the image into 2 separate parts. So this looks like an isolated image. This becomes almost like a diptych, 2 separate images here. This, he used mirrors a lot. So this is the mirror on his truck reflecting here and splitting the frame. This again is a mirror on his truck, splitting the frame in 2, so it looks like almost a triptych here with that tree framed in a reflection. This is a storefront window, so photographing it on edge here, really splitting that frame again. This is a sign that really shows only from one very particular perspective could this happen, right? And so you can't really imagine this happening in another way, except from that very specific spot where the sign is meeting the architecture of this pyramid in the back, and so this really flattens that space. He also did these really wonderful images out of his car. These are more recent, where he's using the architecture of the car and the interior space and the windows or the mirrors to kind of frame out. So this window frames this frames this frames again, and then you have the interior space. This is a single image, but again, the architecture of the escalator framing out 2 different subjects, the framing of the train station. Okay. This, believe it or not, is a single image. Someone walking around a corner and a mirrored wall going down into another space, someone coming out. And again, using architecture. Okay. And then I throw this one in here. This is a really great artist that I think you'd like, but again, someone who's really messing with perspective. This is not an altered image by in any shape, form. It's just taken from a very specific perspective that hides what the artist is using in order to elevate the body. Okay, so behind here is a post or a pole or something like that that the artist is using, but the illusion of a floating body is created only from that very specific perspective. All right, I hope that going through and walking through some of these images helps. Again, read this if this helps some more, and I really look forward to seeing some of your work.